Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Daryl. Welcome back to the channel. In our last two episodes, we walked through the complete logic and flow of our algo and quoted the RSI hitting divergence and stochastic oscillator crossover in Python step by step. Today we are in the end game. Just two final steps, just two more steps remains to complete all our strategy related function. First, we'll calculate our trend filters using the exponential moving average 50 and also the exponential moving average 200, spotting whether we are in an upward trend or downward trend. And then we'll define the market conditions for long-only or short-only tradings. So our strategies always aligned with the market trends. Without further ado, let's get started. First thing first, let's copy all the code that we developed in previous lessons so far, which includes the RSI hitting divergence and also the stochastic oscillators and crossover. And here again, we just simply initialize setup and just see what we got here so far. And we initialize the MT5, we connect to the MT5 and we successfully retrieve the data. And here again, we're using the Bitcoins as an example with 250 bar. And we load everything into this data frame. And what we're going to do is just simply use the functions provides built-in functions provided by pandas to calculate the exponential weighted moving average. Here's what's happening. First thing first, we like to have the EMA 50, and then the second one is the EMA 200 for us to confirm the trends. And then we are using the closing price to calculate the exponential moving average. The built-in function is EWM, and then the span just like the period or the bar that you would like to use. For the exponential moving average for 15, and then span equals to 15, and then just like calculate the last 15 periods. Given more weight to recent price, that is what exponential moving average doing, and then adjust equals to false, and then calculate the mean. You complete the calculations and so everything it's in as EMA 50, and then adjust equals to false is just simply just saying that if adjust equals to true, pandas normalize the weight across all past data. If adjust equals to false, use the recursive EMA formula that traders and charting platforms commonly use. So it matches exactly what you are going to see in normally on trading chart. So we will set the adjust equals to false, and then similarly into modify this one to 200. What we did here is simply storing everything into the last two columns, and it's the EMA 50 and also the EMA 200 in the data frame. The last two columns that we're going to use that in our strategy functions number one. And it's that simple. And then for the final step is that we are going to define the market conditions. What we're doing here is that we are going to use those EMAs that we just calculate to define our market conditions that should be the long only and also the short only. So right after the EMA 50 and EMA 200 lines, we add two more lines. That is the logic for for the market condition short, and also logic for the long conditions. So if you still remember, you can simply refer to this table. That is closing price. That is has to be larger than the EMA 50 and also EMA 200, and then the EMA 50 also has to be larger than the EMA 200 in order for us to that is the bullish market, and that market we will have long only trading. On the other hand, if the closing price is less than EMA 50 and also the EMA 200, and at the same time the EMA 50 is less than the EMA 200, and that is the bearish market. So you can only short the market. So that is the closing price less than the EMA 50. That is the first conditions. Second one is the closing price less than the 200. And these together, we will have these logics. And finally, also need to make sure that the EMA 50 is less than the EMA 200. So that formulates the bearish market trends. And then for this one, just simply click as the closing price is higher than the EMA 50, and this one is higher than 200. And finally, the EMA is larger than the EMA 200. And this will return me two Boolean columns. That is the short and long conditions, which will be formed as part of our data frame, telling our algo exactly which side of the market to be on. If just like what I mentioned, if the long is true, so for example here, if the long is true, we only take long trades. And then if the short is true, in that case, we only take short trades. And that's it. The trend filters are complete, and our strategy is ready to trade with the market trends. And that's it. That wraps up our trend filter build. We now have the three key components ready. That is the market trends that we just mentioned, formed by the EMA 50 and the EMA 200 filter. And then we also calculate the RSI hidden divergence by using this loop. And then finally, we also have the stochastic oscillator crossover to confirm there's a crossover happening, and then to time the market for executing our trades. And then finally, as you can see here, in the next episode, we will bring all of these three conditions all together, checking the conditions one by one, and then combine them to form a final setup verdict, and that is the final to go verdict. And once everything lines up, we will execute the trade. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with anyone building their own trading strategy. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next episode.